Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the Mighty Jingles. Today we have a Tier 7 battle here for you on the Mountain Pass map, starring Metal Brony 20, in a tank that we really don't see very often. Probably because it's not very good. Well, that's not fair. I mean, it's not bad. It's fast, top speed is 60 kilometers per hour, but the turning performance isn't amazing. The armour is nicely sloped, but it's also not very thick. It has decent camo and spotting range, although obviously not as good as a light tank. The gun's fine. There's nothing wrong with the gun. 150mm of penetration, 135 average damage, reasonably fast rate of fire, good accuracy, 0.35, an okay 2.3 second aiming time, and 8 degrees of gun depression. There's nothing wrong with the gun. The way you're supposed to play this tank is to use this mobility to get out onto the flank, use the decent concealment to get into cover, and then start working up the flanks of your enemies. You probably already noticed that that is not what Metal Brony 20 is doing in the VK3002D today. Oh no, far from it. Yeah, you're not really supposed to play this thing like a T-54. Oh, to be fair, he isn't really doing that. At first I thought he was going to take advantage of being on the low ground and the slope behind him and trying to troll enemy tanks into coming over, exposing their lower glacis at him, while also getting shot at by his teammates on the other side of the valley, but, well, no, he's not doing that. I mean, that could work, but it's also really risky. Although what he's about to do is no less risky, because it's absolutely not what this tank is supposed to be good at. Speaking of things that tanks are not really supposed to be good at, and I do seem to have to ask this question every time you see a Hellcat in a World of Tanks battle within the first 3 minutes. Why do you guys think it's a good idea to be the first one spotted? I mean, just because you can cross half the map in 30 seconds and be the first thing shot at by the enemy team doesn't mean you have to be. You are not light tanks. Stop it. Still, that Hellcat driver must have had a lot of backup in order to be that brave, yeah? Nope. There's absolutely nobody else here. Oh, Hellcat drivers. Please don't ever change. And please always try to make sure you're on the enemy team. Right, well, quick as that, in the enemy base. I wonder if anybody in the enemy team has noticed. Well, the E25 has, obviously, unlike the Hellcat driver. He's capable of thinking and breathing at the same time. Is that an AFK KV2? I think it is. Well, they're going to have to deal with him, so park behind the rocks so the E25 can't hit you, because even AFK tanks can spot you. I see you up there, you little bugger. Just going to wait to go unspotted. Ensure that the coast is clear. Could be wrong, but it did look like the E25 is just noping out of there, but he's got a little friend with him, the LTG. Oh dear. Now, I don't believe you meant to do that. I mean, if you did, it wasn't a great idea. And if you didn't, oh well. And he's dead too. Okay. Somebody on the enemy team is at least paying attention. They'll come back to try to defend the base. And at least one of them has a fairly meaty gun. The thing is, as long as none of the enemy tanks attempt to take the high ground overlooking the base, Metal Brony's actually a fairly good spot here. Oh, somebody's attempting to take the high ground overlooking the base. Alright, we're going to have to deal with that. Keep an eye on him. Although it is a Hellcat. But it's a Hellcat who's still alive 2 minutes into the battle. So he's better than the average Hellcat player. And yeah, I know, that's not a particularly high bar to reach, but credit where credit's due. He's poking out. Now, is Metal Brony far enough away from the tree that he can fire without... No, he's not far enough away from the tree that he can shoot without being spotted. But, well, the Hellcat doesn't like getting shot at, so he's backed off. He's certainly not going to sit there throughout his 90mm gun reload, getting shot at by a 75mm gun. Oh, here it comes. Here's the rush. Oh, this is glorious. Come on, boys. Let's do it. Now where you going? What you got? What you got now? You got nothing. Hellcat's panicked, which, under the circumstances, is entirely understandable, so he's wasting his shots, shooting off sloped surfaces. Wow, that was That's what we like to see. There was no communication. Nobody was in chat saying, all right, let's go for it, boys. Everybody just knew. One of them went for it. Everybody responded, crushed their enemies, drove them before them, and heard the lamentation of their winner. That was epic. Well done. He's not done yet, though. Although, yeah, I mean, it is difficult to see how the enemy team are going to recover from this. Who's his next victim going to be? Cromwell. Oh, and the T-20. Kill the T-20, obviously. That thing has a 90mm gun. And he and the Cromwell are evenly matched. Or they would have been if the Cromwell hadn't decided to charge straight into the rest of his teammates rather than back it up. Then again, I mean, the Cromwell was screwed no matter what he did. So at least he got a kill out of it. Speaking of kills, Metal Brony's on 5. Can he get the top gun? An IS and an Easy 8 left. There's the Easy 8. Oh, nice of the 12T to drive in front of him and take the hit. All of these hits, and he's only now taken his first bit of damage. There goes the 12T, there goes the Easy 8. And, well, the circling performance of the VK isn't amazing, but it's definitely better than that of an IS. And yeah, take your time, make sure it's going to go in, get the flank shot, and there is kill number 7. And victory for Metal Brony 20 in the VK3002D. And no, that is not the way you're supposed to play this tank. It's like the old saying goes, if it's stupid but it works, it ain't stupid. And, well, yeah, I know, the correct response to that is no, it is still stupid, you just got very, very lucky. But the luck didn't have an awful lot to do with that. I mean, even the fact that he didn't take any damage, despite receiving multiple hits until right at the end of the battle. I mean, he only took 5 hits, but this thing has no armour, and a fair amount of the shots that landed were actually gold ammo, but only one of them penetrated, and I mean, that wasn't really luck. That was the enemy tanks he was facing at the time just absolutely panicking and shitting bullets as the weight of half of the team swept down on top of them. Not an awful lot of luck involved there. That was, well, basically just a rare example of teamwork in play and a very, very well played VK3001D by Metal Brony 20. Absolutely not the way you're supposed to play this tank, but under the circumstances, it was exactly what the situation required. It's exactly what he did, and he was rewarded appropriately. So, well done, Metal Brony 20, a rather satisfyingly brutal, if somewhat short, Tier 7 battle, and remember he's only in a Tier 6 medium, here on the Mountain Pass map. Extremely well done. Hope you all enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.